I hate Rent-A-Girlfriend. I despise this goofy-ass series about the world's greatest incel just so we can give money to the villain Reiji MIYAJIMA to go on dates with the statue of the main girl of the series that he wrote. I hate this manga. I despise it. Every single week, I gotta see the notification from my manga app that the new chapter of the Weekly Shonen Magazine manga, Kanojo Okarishimasu, just dropped. I'm like, oh my god, drop me off a building. I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. This is my cry for help. Someone stop me from reading this. Someone please end it. End this manga. Someone just make it stop. Hey guys, Bushimo here, everyone's favorite masochist. I'm here to talk about Rent-A-Girlfriend. And I'm not gonna do the thing where I explain to you what Rent-A-Girlfriend is before we go into it, because you should know by now. If you want to know, here's the summary on the screen. Go on Crunchyroll, go on Wikipedia, go on my anime list. It's right there. I'm pretty sure you've at least heard of Rent-A-Girlfriend. So it's not worth me explaining it to you, because I know for a fact that the only reason you clicked on this video is because you just got done watching the 7 bajillion 7-hour-long videos about Rent-A-Girlfriend and how it's the worst thing ever created by some guys who only watch the anime or something. Or alternatively, you're one of the 5 insane people left who think this manga's heat. And you know what? There's always a chance for therapy. Speaking of fans that are unhinged, I used to be a Rent-A-Girlfriend fan. I don't usually like pulling the I used to be a fan card, but I'm only doing it for the sake of context so that you understand that I'm not one of these people who just blindly hates something, right? I read this entire thing. I was insane enough to read this entire thing, all 60 chapters now of this god-awful manga. Understand that when I talk about this, I'm not talking about it as resident hater number 1000. I'm talking about it as someone who used to love it and now dreads every second that the new chapter comes out. Now you might be asking, hey Bushimo, I know that you're like clinically insane, but why would you ever like Rent-A-Girlfriend? Yeah, you know what? I get it. I understand if you read those first 70 chapters or watch the first season of the anime. I don't know what happens in the second, because I'm not touching that, but I understand not liking it at the start, because I admittedly didn't like it at the start. It's really hard to get behind a main character like Kazuya. I personally don't like the incel main character trope. It kind of turns me off, and Kazuya is like the poster child of that trope. He's awful and I hate him. Pray on his downfall every 5 seconds. Like, this man's out here and jerking off to the thought of women, not even like looking up porn. He's just jerking off to the thought of women. Grown ass man. And it's like, I get it. He tricks another woman into like being in a fake relationship with him and gets caught up on all these lies. Like, it's really hard to sit through, so I get not liking it. But there's a certain point in the manga, spoilers by the way, called the film arc. It happens after chapter 70, and this is around the point where most romance manga do the thing I like, where the main character changes, and instead of making it all about the girl and falling in love with the girl or the guy, they choose to use their significant other that they want to fall in love with, or they are falling in love with, to better themselves. The film arc, I think, is probably an example of one of the best arcs in a romance series. Like, hard stop. It's not even close. There's so much growth, so much emotion in this long stretch. And it's a long stretch. It takes up a majority of this manga. So you can be tricked into thinking that Rent-A-Girlfriend is a really good series, because those 70 chapters actually help to elevate the film arc, because knowing who Kazuya is and knowing the type of person that he was, seeing him change from a selfish incel who only thinks about women as objects and instead uses his admiration of this woman who's selfless and does things for others almost at her detriment is like really good to see, because it stops being, I like this girl and she's so hot, to she inspires me and I'm gonna use my inspiration to become better myself. He starts using the skills he learns at college in order to be a producer. He finds a career that he could possibly move towards, and it's really cool to see, especially when it's tied to the emotional core of the grandma, the whole reason why the lie's there in the first place. It's so good. And around chapter 170, we see hints that this story might be reaching its climax. Ruka's been around, we'll talk about that, and she's been trying to force Kazuya to be her boyfriend, and she at any point might break down the house of cards that's like built upon this like pile of lies. Mommy's here, who's like slowly and sneakily trying to force her way into the relationship and try to like mess everything up. We'll get to her too. But like, everything's coming together into what could possibly be the ending. This manga at 170 could have ended in 100 chapters. I remember back when 170 was around, I was talking to my friends about this and thinking, yes, we are approaching the end game. This could be the end of the series. I can't wait to see where it goes. Why are they going to Okinawa? That is just a bunch of spreads and pages of straight ass and titties. I mean that's not like it's bad, but like I thought we moved past this. I thought we were I thought we were going to be more serious. It's still another man ass and titties. Oh, he might confess. He's not confessing. Why isn't he confessing? Why is no one doing anything actually? That's straight just an NTR dojo. What the fuck is going on? The Okinawa arc is what I like to call the beginning of the end, because this is where the climax of the series should have happened, right? This is where Mami was primed to break down the lie. At every single point in the story, she threatens to do so, but she doesn't. At any point, Kazuya's trying to confess to, Chizuru, but he doesn't. And Ruka's there. Ruka's there too, to be a high school girl showing off her tits and ass in a manga full of grown-ass men.
She's 16!
But it's just a little weird, a little odd, but maybe it'll be good. I can even maybe excuse the meme chapter, because maybe it's gonna build up to something good, and then it almost does, because finally Mami exposes Chizuru as the rent-a-girlfriend. They almost get to the point where Kazuya has to confess what he's done to lie to everybody, all the people that trusted him, and show that they are moving towards a real relationship. And we almost get it, and why did he just jerked off for 3 months and didn't talk to her? How do I delete a manga from existence? This is the problem, right? When I described to you what Kazuya was, the kind of guy who was growing in his own, becoming selfless, used this moment to better himself, to become more mature as a person, does the guy who literally moved mountains to make a movie be made, did all this crazy shit for another woman, sound like the kind of guy who would just jerk off in 3 months? No, that aside, right? That aside, I'm sure there's a good reason why she avoided him for 3 months. Oh my god! This stretch of Rent-a-Girlfriend chapters suspiciously happens around the time when the villain Reiji Miyajima is working on another manga series, and suddenly it just seems like we're getting the same chapter every week. Every chapter's just, I wonder what Mizuhara is thinking, and then Mizuhara is looking down, all sullen, like, I'm feeling something, I don't know, I'm so emotional. She doesn't say a goddamn word, but she looks at her face. It's just entire giant pages of ass and titties. Kazuya once again imagining with the wind blowing her musk towards his face. And I'm like, please seek help.
What the hell is
oh my
this?
god. And it's just this, every single chapter. And I'm just wondering, waiting, why did she avoid him for 3 months? Oh, it's because of Ruka. Oh yeah, the character that kind of did things in the Okinawa arc and literally hasn't shown up at all during this recent 30 chapters period, dog. We live in the hell dimension. Now Bushimo, you may ask, this is just the problem of reading weekly manga. This isn't an issue, because I'm sure if you binge this all the way through, I'm sure that you would like it. I'm sure that it would seem fine. It would just seem like little moments that shouldn't bother you. Okay, so I had a friend do that. I had a friend read through all of Rent-a-Girlfriend. No, he had the exact same thoughts I did reading it weekly. It's just a problem, because let's talk about this one by one. Kazuya's character reverts. He literally reverts from being incel to being a person who's growing as an individual, who's finding his dreams and working towards them, to somehow being worse than he was in the first 70 chapters, because now there's literal points where he's being congratulated for brushing his teeth in someone else's house. There's an entire chapter dedicated to Kazuya looking at the spit she puts in the sink after brushing her teeth. Oh my god, the absolute state. This is a man who bathes in the same water as her, and this is a real page in the manga. I can't do this. I can't do it anymore. But furthermore, we could excuse this if Chizuru had a good reason to avoid Kazuya. And it's like, because of Ruka. It's because she didn't know how she really felt. There's evidence throughout before this that she was growing to that point. And I'm pretty sure there was a better way to do this other than literally having her avoid him for 3 months and then make up an excuse about Ruka, a character who literally still hasn't done anything but appear in the bottom of a page. I can't believe it. I can't believe this anymore. All the while, the villain, the absolute horrible individual, that the Antichrist himself, Reiji Miyajima, is going on dates with this freaking Chizuru statue, which I don't know if I should congratulate the guy for being mega brain and fooling us all, or if I should I don't want to say a threat, censor this part, put a censor here. I don't want to say a threat. I was gonna say something horrible, just imply something. And honestly, at this point, we are literally getting the same chapter every week. That sounds like exaggeration, but since chapter 232, we gotten a chapter like this in order of events every single time. No joke. Kazuya goes, I wonder what Mizuhara's thinking. Zoom in shots of Chizuru's ass and tits. Something related to hygiene for some reason. Kazuya imagining what she smells like. Kazuya talking about how hot she is. The crowd commenting on how hot she is. Or in one recent chapter, someone else, Mommy, because Mommy appeared, they teased her, and then she left. And then Mizuhara looks all sullen or says something like, good job brushing your teeth. I love people who brush their teeth. Is that the standards we're working with here? Are Rent-A-Girlfriend fans the kind of people who need to be congratulated for brushing their teeth? Is this something to be congratulated for? Are you guys like 12? I'm saying it. You are coping if you're reading this manga still. If you like this manga still, you are coping. You are absolutely coping. Me, I'm definitely coping because I stood by this manga. I stood by it all throughout the Okinawa arc, hoping and praying it would go somewhere. And nowadays, I can't take it anymore. I just can't. I'm all out of it. I'm all done. I can't. Ooh. What do you mean? What do you mean? There's an entire arc about hygiene. Hygiene finishes.
There's no reason for me to go.
What do you mean he went on a date with a statue? I can't take it. I can't take it. This manga is bad. It's degenerate bullshit. I've dropped my score from a 9 out of 10 because of the film arc to a 1. Because every week it just keeps getting worse. I cannot, in good conscience, trust your opinions or think of you as a good person if you think this manga is good. I'm worried you don't even know how to brush your teeth or take a bath yet. I'm afraid what you're gonna do to the nearest person with an XX chromosome in your general vicinity, dog. Like, I'm worried for you and I'm worried about her. If you are still a fan of Rent-A-Girlfriend, you are either so horny it's so big made you can't just watch porn, because again, this is straight up just an NCR dojin. Just read porn. Just watch porn. Or you're still chasing the hope that maybe this manga is still good, unless you are so crazy you still think this is good. Again, you need to be congratulated for brushing your teeth. You're crazy. Maybe that's just me though. Maybe I need therapy. You know, honestly, I need therapy. That's the biggest thing I'm taking away from this. I'm reading Rent-A-Girlfriend out of pure spite. I definitely need therapy. This manga sucks, and I'm glad Best Girl Sumi escaped into her own spin-off because I don't want her here for the downfall. Make sure you like and subscribe and tell me why I'm wrong in the comments, or how maybe I just don't understand the story. You know what? I would appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe and like the video when you do that. Thanks, guys.